Welcome back to the channel. I got an interview today with Mr. Frank Brenes. Frank has some, I mean, he's had a ton of success. I mean, we're going to talk about this at some point, right? 168,000 with age bonus leads through automation only. And he's got a very educational approach. So I'm excited today to really interview him. Frank, appreciate you being on the channel, buddy. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, Cody. Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, buddy. But thank you. For those that don't know Frank yet, man, like you bring a lot of value. You're helping agents in a lot of different ways. I know they're going to get a ton of value out of today's interview. I would love for you to share more of your story and what you got going on, man.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you. So I've spent about in December, it will be 4 years in the lead-based life insurance business.
Wow.
But before that, I spent 20 years in ad tech. And I tell you what, I loved ad tech. I thought that's what I was going to do. I thought that's where I was going to be honest with you, Cody. And, life happens, mergers take place. And I was kind of left out of a job, uh,
Mm.
in the form of this. You ready for this? I'm at my son's birthday and I live in Los Angeles, California. Don't judge me. and and so we're at this racetrack, which was electrical racetrack. And so I get a phone call from the president of the company, man. And I tell my wife, I got this. It's the president. He's giving me a call. All of a sudden, I come back and you see the color of the shirt. That's how I looked. My
Mm.
wife's like, what's going on? I said, no, we're good. I did what every good husband does and not tell his wife. So as we went home, she noticed I was kind of troubled, man. That night she patted me on the back, kind of the shoulder and said, hey, honey, what's going on? I said, well, let's just say that the company merged and the good news is I get to keep my job. She's like,
Mm.
okay, yeah, don't BS me, right? I was going to slip and say some bad word. And I said, so she said, what really happened? So I had left my former company as a vice president to go join this company about 8 months prior. And they had been paying me a really good salary, brother. We're talking really good. We just purchased a beautiful home here in Southern California,
Wow.
and the new merger took place, and it was a Russian-based company, Cody. And they don't, I love Russians. I've been there a couple times, but I'll tell you what, you're just a number to them, man. And they basically said, hey, you could keep your job, but your new salary is $45,000.
Mm.
Yeah. So I told my wife that, man. And here's when you know you got to keep her. When she looks at you and kind of sighs with you, but then says, you got this. Let's go make it happen. And so I knew, she was definitely my life partner. Definitely.
That's awesome, man.
But Cody, look at that turned into 6 months. I couldn't find anything. This is
Mm.
Los Angeles about, oof, let's see, 2017. I couldn't find anything. The only places you ever
Yep.
heard of ad tech were in San Francisco, right? Or New York. And I wasn't going to leave my family. I wasn't going to leave my wife to do that. So that blessing, or that what I thought was a curse, turned into a blessing because,
Yep.
one day I was working, in the living room, and my wife's friend, her mom, came to the house and started talking to me, man. She
Mm.
started talking to me. She goes, "You got a beautiful house here, Frank." I said, "Thank you." And I'm kind of working, kind of leave me alone. But she says, "What would happen if you were to die?" I kind of looked at her and said, What do you mean?" She's like, "Frank, are you protected?" I said, I have like $250,000. I mean, I got to relook at these things. She's like, "Great. I sell insurance. I can help you out." So I said, "That's awesome." I said, "Can you get me a couple quotes?" Right. And she's like, "Absolutely." She calls me back the next day and says, "I got a couple quotes for you, but you got to come down to the office." You ever heard of that, Cody?
Yep. That's right.
Got to come down to the office, right? So I'm telling my wife, that's weird. Why do I got to come down to the office to give me the quotes, right? She's like, no, 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 I don't do that. I do business in person. I said, okay. So I drive down to Pasadena. If you guys don't know, the Rose Bowl area, really nice. And it took me, don't it didn't happen like overnight, man. It took me about a month. But she goes, make sure when you drive down, make sure you're dressed for success. I said, I'm going to buy a life insurance policy. What do you mean? So I get there and it's 6 p.m. and I'm thinking, okay, they're probably going to close the office. And I'm escorted to this room and I got a patch on me. It was a red patch. You know what that means? Like a red underlying patch. And I said, this is weird. And then all of a sudden everyone's like shaking my hand, like, hey, nice to meet you. What do you do for a living? Right? What do you do for a living? And then all of a sudden the floor stops and it breaks. And then there's a lady introducing somebody that they're a mentor, that they're amazing. I'm looking at them like, this person's important. What's going on? And it was this company. I call it my practice company now. That was MLM based. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought to myself, brother, I'm like, okay, I'm here for a reason. Let me just listen to this. So I go, they whisk me away to another room. And then they start talking about the rule of 72. They start talking about all these cool things about retirement. How there's a big, what is it called? The snake in the belly kind of thing where people are starting to retire, a bunch of stuff. So,
Yeah.
brother, I stood up. Cody, I stood up and I said, I knew that was probably the good Lord tapping me on the shoulder saying, this is where you're going to be. I mean it. I stood up and I said, hi, excuse me. My name is Frank. I felt like I was an AA meeting or something. My name is Frank. How much is it? And when can I start? And the lady goes, it's okay. After we have about another 10 minutes. I said, no, I'm ready now. How much is it? She's like, give me 10 minutes. So 10 minutes passed. I'm waiting outside of her office. I sit down. My friend at the time, the lady who invited me, was nowhere to be found, dude. So I'm like, okay, whatever. How much? $100 to get started. All right. What does that include? Well, you can bring people. I go, well, how do I make money? I said, don't worry about that. Just what you have to do is plug in and you will learn the system and you will start making money. I said, okay, what do I need to do? She's like, you need to bring 3 people in for Saturday's meeting. This was on a Wednesday. Yeah, right. I said, 3 people. Okay. So guess what? I bring 3 people, brother. And then again, everyone's smiling. And I go, Frank, what did you get into? And then I said, all right, awesome. They all signed up. I said, okay, what do I need to do now? I said, okay, bring 10 people in for next Wednesday. I said, 10, but it's Saturday. You got to give me some time. Guess what I did? 10 people showed up, brother.
Wow.
And just like that, I said, okay, now I have about 13 people that are signed up and they're directly under me. And I'm going, this is awesome. But how do you make money? And she's like, oh, don't worry about that. You're going to have to take a test. I said, a test? Like what kind of test? Oh, it's a life insurance test. I said, that's it? Do I have to get my series, all this stuff? Because I looked like, no, you got to take a test. How do I do that? Oh, here's a code and you could go and study online. Brother, I took that damn thing so fast. I passed it. Like within a week, I studied. I crammed up. In the state of California, you need like 52 hours or something of study time. I grinded. Grinded, bro. I got it. And I said, okay, I'm ready to make money. Well, you got to get certified now. I said, well, certified? I just passed my license. Well, what does that mean? Well, we got to sit with 10 families that you got to bring to us, 10 families, and then you're certified to go sell. I said, all right, damn it, let's do it. Boom, 10 families. Didn't make a penny. So I said, man, this is crazy. By the end of that year, 11 months, I had recruited over 120 people. Okay. 20 of them were licensed. And I had done over 350,000 AP. 350,000 AP. Do you know what my commission was? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
$31,000.
Gosh.
Okay, so what does a good husband do? Not tell his wife. She knew I was broken, and buddy, it was getting bad. It was getting really bad. My home was not happy. Mama wasn't happy, Cody. So I started searching online, man. Because one thing I learned from that organization, the one thing I was being prepared for was that markets matter. They got that down to a T. market, married, they have assets, they have children, and they're homeowners. Brother, that market was a 5-star market. And if you can get to that market, you can change, you can, the odds of you making money in that market, you're going to crush it. So I said, how do I find leads that have that market? So I started on Google, man. I called up Mr. Google and I was on there. And I found 3 companies that offered that. One of them didn't like the culture. Didn't like the culture at all, brother. Second one was a guy that was straight ego. I couldn't do it. I just looked at the video. I thought car salesman, car salesman. I won't mention the names. I'm not here to do that today.
Good.
But there was this one company that the founders were people just like you and I. They were the personalities and the characters behind these guys was so appealing. It felt safe. So I called him up, bro. I called him up, got on the phone. Hi, how you doing? I'm Frank Brenes. I want to see if there's any agency owners out here in Los Angeles that I can talk to. Yeah, we'll get someone out there to talk to you. That call turned into 2 weeks. Finally, on a Wednesday, I get a call. It's a 702 number. Who knows what 702 is, Cody? That's Vegas.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That's Vegas, man. So I get a phone call and said, hi, Mr. Brenes. I said, yeah, who is this? I said, yeah, my name is Sean Kim. You guys know who Sean Kim is. He's like a $2 million Eagle sales guy. He's a freaking animal. I gave him the nickname The Animal because he's a freaking animal. And he just started talking to me, bro. And I said, hey, man, let's go to Starbucks. Let's go to Starbucks. I'll meet you right now. Doesn't matter. I want to talk to you. He's like, well, sir, we don't have a Starbucks. I mean, we don't have a Starbucks. Is that right? Yeah, I'm not there. I'm in Vegas. I said, what do you mean? There's nobody here. And this was in 2000, on the heel of 2018. So December 2018. I'm like, there's nobody in I didn't know Los Angeles was a hard market, Cody. Yeah. Like everyone says, that's a hard market. I'm like, I didn't know any damn better. Like, I don't know. So I said, well, how do I get to you, man? I want to see you face to face. And he says, well, you could fly out here. So I called up my partner in crime, Stephen Brenes, that hopefully you'll have on soon one time. That guy's a trip. He's a road dog. He's like, Frank, let's go. Brother, we went. He had 8 appointments scheduled in 2 days, which isn't a lot. But by the time we were done, I saw him present. By the time we were done, he had $8,000 in AP. I looked at my brother. I said, yo, this is insane, man. How are people making this type of money? If I can just do half as good as that in 1 week, we're going to conquer the world, brother. And he's like, absolutely. So we came back. We brought just my brother, myself, and 2 other agents that came along with us. Another 100 and some. I don't know. We didn't care at this point. We didn't tell anybody. We didn't poach. We just left. And in 4 months, my first month, I did more money than my entire year. Yeah. So that's why I love what I do, and I love the company I'm with, my friend. In 9 months, I had promoted out 2 agency owners. It was incredible. It was incredible. That massive passive income was starting to come. Not massive, passive was starting to come. I was helping people, still out in the field today. And it's been nothing but everything that you have guys on talk about. It's amazing.
Yeah.
This business, man. Who would have ever thought you'd grow up and say, I want to be a life insurance agent?
Right.
Nobody.
Yes.
And so I've seen people like you, there's not a lot, by the way, that are just pouring into the industry, man. And I really appreciate that, brother. I really do, man. Because a lot of people come to you. They come to you for guidance, my friend.
Yeah. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate that. I did want to mention one thing too, buddy, that you have a training. I think it's called the Rule of 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to continue. We're going to give some value today, and we're going to continue sharing your, how everybody can sell insurance. But if they want to get access to that training, we'll throw the link below so they can check that out. What was the big difference, man? Like when you look back and you say, okay, I made more. I think you did 168K at one point with like age bonus leads and automation. I would love to hear more about that. What was that about?
Yeah, so I talked to you about my first adversity, brother, in the business, right? Which was actually, it's not even in the business, right? I've had a couple of them along the way, but I think adversity is key to growth. That's
Yeah.
the key to growth. And I know you're a very successful person, brother. And I look up to that. But I know it didn't just happen. You didn't just kind of skip through it, and adversity happened, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened in the form of losing 45 agents in less than 3 days.
Wow.
3 days, 45 agents. Imagine getting those termination emails, right? And it wasn't anything I had done. Trust me. I had loved this agency owner. She was incredible. Matter of fact, still talk to her this day, and I still talk about her in a good, positive way this day, but it just wasn't the right fit for her. Matter of fact, my wife says, "Oh, it's a breakup. You had your breakup, Frank." I'm like, "Come on, I'm married. What are you talking about?" So, but she left, and brother, did that hurt, man? We went from earning 180,000 in revenue, monthly revenue, down to 63,000 in AP for the next month. And it kept just getting worse. And I thought to myself, in my past, I had built automation systems. I firmly believe that anything that was repetitive, that was mundane, that just took a lot of
Yes.
time could be automated. But I just didn't have the time, and I didn't have the money at the time, right, to build a system like that. And the truth is, when I was working for someone else, they had all the money, and I could just tap into their resources, right? But I buckled down for that month instead of feeling sorry for myself. And by the way, I give credit to my wife because she said, "Stop being a wussy. Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Mm.
You know what to do. Let's do it." And obviously through prayer, through a little bit of fasting, through a little bit of faith and hope, man, we did it. And I found a developer that can develop in this, how do you say, this platform.
Yep.
Because everybody can get an automation platform, but it's how you do it and how you put these keys into place to make it successful. And that's through the rule of five, right? You have to have, number one is mentorship, right? You're a mentor, you mentor people. It's not holding their hands. Number two is through predictable leads. Predictability is key, especially if you need to duplicate and scale. It's
That's right.
key. And so we had the predictable leads, but if we were buying leads every week, guess what would happen? If you had a cancellation or someone, just decide they don't want to buy it anymore, you get a chargeback, man. That hurts. You can buy your production in this business. By the way, a lot of people do. They like spend $1,000, $2,000 a week, and yeah, I killed it. Wait a month, especially if it's not quality leads. And what's quality? What's predictability? Well, we talked about the macho market, right? Married, right? They have assets.
Yep.
They got children. They're homeowners. Probably not going to cancel on you. Probably not going to cancel. So with predictability, now since we have automation, you have data. And you could tell which leads work. You could tell what age group they're in. You could tell all these things. There's no longer yeah, it's no longer thinking about it or guessing. Now.
Yes.
And the last thing, not the last thing, but the third thing is activity through automation.
I love it.
Activity through automation. All right. Fourth is instant approval products. Most people have them now. And then fifth is passive income, recruit and duplicate. All right.
Mm.
That's it. That's my key. I go into depth on that because if you're watching this, if you're looking at this right now and you're going, man, I know this guy's successful or Cody's successful. I just want to make $2,000-$3,000 a month. I just want to fire my boss, or I want to fire my wife's boss. You can do it, but you have to have those elements in place. If you don't, you're gonna have a rough ride.
No doubt, man. That's good. That's good. 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 Jump in on one of those and kind of help them a little bit more, buddy. Which one do you want to spend a little more time on, you think?
Well, I mean, everyone wants to talk about automation, right? Welcome
True.
to today, right? Welcome to today.
Yes.
When I looked around, Cody, back in 2020, I know this sounds like it's just around the corner, but the whole world shut down. And even IMOs and insurance companies were trying to figure out how they were going to do this. And one thing I can appreciate is that my IMO literally flipped on a switch. It was so quick. And then we were doing virtual. And at the time, everyone was like, man, virtual, who's going to do that? But then the more and more the pandemic was around, the more and more we'd see that even doctors were doing things through Zoom or through Whereby or through, you name it, Google Hangouts, you name it, through
Yes.
video. So, well, if we're communicating, would you agree, Cody, that communication has evolved since 1999?
Quite a bit.
So then why are we still doing things as if it were 1999?
Yes.
Like, make more dials, right? Why? By the way, Cody, check this out. I dare you to call me if you don't have my number, if it won't say spam on here. So guess what happened? I did research. Did you know 10% of the universe pick up the damn phone?
Wow.
10%. And guess what? If you guys read this, I'm going to give them a plug, which is the, hold on, which is the conversion code. Read it. Okay. By Chris Smith. We had him talk in our convention.
Yep.
And he validated everything that I thought. He validated by saying that the big telecom companies, instead of waiting for the government to make rules, they automatically make them, and then the government follows suit. So let me tell you what happened. A small little company by the name of Verizon started warning people based on privacy that if I was to call you and you didn't have me on your contacts, that it was potentially spam.
Yes.
So why is the status quo still telling Cody to make dials?
That's good.
Brother, why? Think about that.
Mm.
And think about this. Sean Kim, I love him to death. In all his greatness, he only had a 10% universe. Just name any top producer. 10% universe. What if I take that 10% and expand it to 15, 20, maybe 40%? What would that look like? What would that look like using proper automation? I'm not talking about bugging. I'm talking about the lead came in. It was double opted in, meaning that, yes, I want someone to call me. Yes, I know a licensed agent's calling me, timestamp, so we don't get, no issues there, right? And then me responding in kind. As soon as that lead comes in, boom, SMS goes out. Hey, how you doing? Just following up with you. I know you filled this out. We can do this through text, or I can give you a call right now. What works for you? Mark.
I like that opening line. That's good.
Well, thanks. And then guess what happens, Cody? Sales start occurring where we're meeting them where they're at. Literally, sales occur where they're at. Another plug, Steven Schiffman, the greatest sales opener guy I've ever met in my life. I haven't met him. Read his books, his cold calling technique, Steven Schiffman. And one thing he says on his books is people respond in kind. So why then, if we're texting, we're going to just call them? You have to earn that. That's earned.
Yes.
That's earned. So
good.
All those factors take place on why. Now we're getting into the data science of this business. And all you as an agent need to do is get really darn good at your scripts. That's it. Really good at rebuttals. Really good at, I only can work with a handful of carriers anyways. Might as well just learn a handful of products. And then if I need it, dial my upline.
Yep.
Cody, for your audience listening to me, it's not that hard. You got to put in a little bit of work and you got to get really good.
Yes.
Really good at rebuttals and knowing your scripts.
It's impressive. Yeah.
That's it.
That's right.
This business, brother. That's it.
That's it. I love that. That's good, man. That's some good value. That's some good information, stats, scripts, specific ideas. I mean, you got me thinking about how easy it can be when you start leveraging technology. If someone wants to get in touch with you, learn more from you, get in touch with you, obviously they can click the link below to learn more. But
Right.
what else should they do, man?
Well, you can reach out to me. But if you do, let me go back there. If you do get on that link, I have a 14-minute free video on there that you can watch the rule of five. See if you can see if I'm full of crap or not. That's cool. But watch the video. You're going to go, oh, well, I'll let you decide. But if you book an appointment, guess what? I take those appointments. There's only a few people that I say, hey, man, I got like 10 interviews. So can you reach out to them? And those are my frontline leaders that I have. But
Yes.
you will get in touch with me. I mean, I have people from my company reaching out to me through that link too. And I'm like, dude, I can't talk to you about this, man. You have a great mentor. Leave me alone. Right? But for sure, can I give my number?
Yeah, man, please. You're welcome to. Yeah.
If you guys want my number, I'm going to give you my number. Ready? It's area code 818-208-7684. That's 818-208-7684. Reach out to me there. And then my email address, I'll just give you a simple one. It's actually not that simple, Cody. It's pretty long. It's pretty long, but we'll try it. sfg.f as in my Frank, right? Brenes, Brenes, agency@gmail.com. I use that. It's my catch-all. I use it for everything. Again, it's sfg.f, Brenes, agency@gmail.com. But Cody, the best thing to do is just click that. You're going to get a hold of me. I don't play. I like to talk to my people face to face, look them in the eyes and say, are you committed? You ready to make some money? You ready to help people? Ready to impact lives?
Yes.
I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you.
I love it, brother. Well, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being on today's channel. And thank you for continuing to bring value to agents. I'm love getting to know you, and I'm enjoying spending some time together. So thank you so much for being on today.
Awesome. Hey, brother, thank you for what you do, man. That ultimate agent, man,
Do you like that?
Oh, that was awesome, bro. That was awesome. I like the little, the bicker, the fighting, and then V-Hill's my boy, man. He's a beast.
He's awesome.
V-Hill's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna crush these people. It's all good. So I was like, this is awesome. I like how you were kind of stroking the flames there, buddy.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. Well, dude, phenomenal job today on the interview, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're gonna love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
So I got 3 key questions for you as we kick this thing off right now. Number 1, what is it that you really want? What keeps you up at night? I'm going to read a text.